Yo, what it do? No, you don't really care about seeing me, so this video is going to be kind of, we're back with an install, and we are doing an install on something we haven't really done an install on before. We're doing something on the daily. Yes, sir, as you can see, the Camaro's outside, unfortunately, for a moment. We got the daily sitting in here in the garage. She's been here a few days because I was supposed to start work on it days ago and didn't get right to it, but I want to first off send a major shout out to MaXpeedingRods or MaXpeedingRods. They did your boy a solid, man. They sent out a set of, you guessed it, coilovers. So let's get over here and take a look at them. Hey guys, I'm interrupting this video. I'm done with the coilovers, but I just want to get this at the beginning of the video. There's a link down in the description. I'm going to probably mention it later in the video. I don't know if I'm in focus. Yeah. There's a link down in the description of the video, this video, to MaXpeedingRods. You spend 200 bucks with these guys. Use my discount code here or somewhere, CAM, but use the discount code CAM. It'll get you 8% off any order over $200. So make sure you guys go in the description below if you want to try these coilovers out or some other stuff they got. Give it a go, man. Let's see what we got. So we got your coilovers right here, guys, and these things are really nice. These have the adjustable dampening on them, so you guys can see that. You can adjust, I think, the camber and a little bit of the camber, a little bit of other things, but it's got the adjustable dampening on them to kind of soften up the ride. Those are the fronts right there. These are the rear shocks. Right here, they're a little bit different, and they come with a spring for the rear because it's separate on the back of these cars, and I think this goes on the bottom of the spring. I don't know what you call this part, but this goes on the bottom. These combine with the spring. These go with this goes with the spring, and then this is your rear shock. So we got a whole set. So major shout out, huge thanks goes out to MaXpeedingRods, and I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They sent out these set of coilovers for us to install on the E46 daily project. So we're going to give the car a bit of a nicer stance. And as you can see, the front's up a lot higher. The rear is on lowering springs already. So we're probably going to try to, I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably going to try to imitate that stance a little bit, maybe a little bit lower. But the ride's good. And you guys already know that I got a set of MaXpeedingRods coilovers on the 300. So here. Okay guys, so first thing you need to do is not jack the car up. I did it, but the best thing to do is make it easier. You want to open your trunk. Oh. Open your trunk, and then there's going to be, let me look on this side because it's easier. There's going to be a tab here. Get your pry tool. Alright, so once you get this lining pulled off, there's going to be like some sound deadening or something on top of where the shock is. Now you can remove that or you can cut it. I didn't even cut it. I just grabbed it and kind of started ripping apart. So there are two 13mm bolts or nuts right here on top of the shock. Go ahead and take those off, and that'll free the shock up so we can go down below. Alright, so once you get those top bolts in the trunk, the shock itself, especially if your shock is old like mine, you'll just be able to press it. You'll be able to compress it. As you can see, the shock just is all the way down. I just need to do the bottom bolt, which is here, and it's a, I think it's a 17. So 17, and the shock will come out. So you probably need a breaker bar to make it easy, or impact, whatever you got. We hit that with a 17, the shock will come out. And in the meantime, this is very loose now, so it's actually not a lot of pressure on this spring. You should be able to just pop this off. So see if I can show you guys me popping this off real quick. That's it. Okay guys, so what you want to do is adjust the bottom part of the coilover here. Here, unscrew it, and then you tighten it up with the tool that's provided to lock it into place. That's going to determine your height in the rear. So also the same goes for when you apply the spring. You can adjust here to determine how compressed or decompressed the spring is. So we're going to go out to the car and install on the driver's side so you guys can see how that works. Okay, so the first is pretty straightforward. You take the top here and you put it into the factory holes. Now as you can see, there are, let me set this right here. As you can see, you got replacement bolts to go up there, so you take these off first, and then this is how you secure it on top. Also here, if you get the dampening set, this is what controls your dampening. So I've got to turn all the way to the left, which is how they came out of the box. And I believe this is the softest setting. I could be wrong. If I am, I'll put a note somewhere. But I believe this is the softest setting. So I think there's like 25 points of adjustability here. So it's determined by clicks. So if I turn it to the right, that's a click. Click, 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 click. So you get about 25 of those out of there. So make sure that you not only set your shock to the same height for both sides, but you also set your dampening the same for both sides. So I'm probably going to go with like a mid-tier. So I'm not going to keep it here at the lowest or the most dampening. I'm going to crank it up just a little bit, and I think it's going to get a little stiffer, or at least that's what it felt like. So I'm going to crank it up about 12 clicks. So all right, for the bottom part, for the spring part, you're going to get this and these two washers and a bolt as well, which is right there. So they're going to have it screwed in, and you're going to have to take it apart. And basically you want this flat part to go down here, like so. But this this washer goes first. Put that, well, may want to do a little housekeeping because it's kind of dirty down there. But yeah, put that right there. Put that on top. And here again, you need to make sure this is set equal to the other one. So make sure you get that set equal to the other one. At that point, you're going to take this washer, place it under the bottom here. Don't drop it. And then take your screw here, your bolt, and screw it in under. And then it'll thread into the hole on top there and secure this in place. And then from there, you take your spring and you place it on top of this little base here. Another thing to note, you should have a little, I don't know what you would call it, but like a little rubber boot that goes on top of here. Mine didn't come off with this eye box spring. Someone's already replaced it with eye box springs. There's a bottom one here. I think the other one may be stuck up under there, up here somewhere. So that may be where it is. But yeah, you should have one to go on top as well. But yeah, you place that back on there, put a jack under there, compress it so that you can get that bolt in under there. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this to make sure it matches the other one, and then we'll come back. So it's looking like I might have did too much. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. I mean, I really extended the shock though, like real deal, to almost the size of the stock shock. So, but it's looking like there's not a lot of room between the center of the hub and the fender here. We'll see. I'm going to test fit the wheel, put it back on there, and see if it's tucking already. So, okay, so before I call it a night and we pick this back up tomorrow, I wanted to look, so we got it on there, still off the ground. That's the gap right there. So it looks decent right now, but you just never know what's gonna happen when it drops, when we put it back on the ground. Okay guys, we're back many days later. This is the front of the car. And woo! So I did the passenger side, or the driver's side already, but I do the passenger side. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. So basically what you wanna do is take your wheel off, of course. You got 3 nuts up here, 3 you got 3 nuts up here. You need to take those out. Those release the strut from the top. I'll get to it. I'll show you guys what you need to do, but let's get started. All right, so once you get your wheel off, what you want to do is, like I stated before, there are 3 nuts on top. You need to take those off. You also need to take off the, I think it's a tie rod in or something like that. You can take this bolt off right here. We'll start with. So you need to take that off. That's an 18 up there. There's also a bolt down here that tightens the knuckle itself. It's like a clamp. It's a bolt that tightens up the knuckle to the actual strut here. You may have to put a ratchet or a wrench. You may have to put a wrench behind here to hold this when you're twisting, so it doesn't spin freely. And then there's a 18 down here as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's right here on my fingers pointing. Take that off as well, and that's gonna loosen up to free the strut. So yeah, my bad. This is a 16 up here. This is a 16. I repeat, this is a 16. The one down there is an 18 though. So once you take that bolt out, as you can see, it's pretty loose. It was gonna fall down, so I got the jack right here, and this is the bolt that comes out of the bottom. And so I'm just gonna lower the jack, which was picking up the car. I didn't realize it. So as I'm lowering the jack, that should come loose, and it's free. And yeah. Okay, so struts out. It's pretty straightforward. There's a little, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little nipple right there. You just need to line that up in the little gap in the that's holding the bracket or whatever. So it goes something. It goes something like this. Should have put a little. You can put a little grease in there if you want to, but I'm gonna drop this down a little bit more. There it is. It'll slide right into place, just like that. And then you can get your bracket back right. So you use the jack to line it up, and then put your bolt in there to tighten it up. So the other thing is, so this, you can see that this bracket here is on the wrong side. So you just loosen up this this little collar, and it should be loose already, or you can twist this, whichever way you want to do it, so that your whatever this thing is called, tie rod in or something, so they can go back through there. And then put your nut on that, and then line these up on the top, and put them through the holes, and use these new nuts that they have here to tighten it down, keep it up. So another thing you want to do, make sure, just like with the back, is that you match your dampening for each side and your height. So it's pretty straightforward. Just bolt that right back up in there. Bolt the bottom part back. Bolt the tie rod here to this bracket. So get that lined up. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, lock in. Don't forget to tighten your collars. You don't want anything to come loose while you're riding. So I got it on there. Struts installed. It's actually super simple, super quick, man, to do this. I'm going to throw the tire on, and then the next part of this video, you'll see the entire car. That's not going to be tonight. I'm done filming for tonight. But All right, guys. So this is. It's sick of saying that. All right, guys. Yo, what up? This is a few days later, man, and yeah, the coilovers installed. I've taken most of them except the driver's side back off and adjusted because I didn't have the adjustment right, but you guys can see, man, gap is real simplistic, you know what I mean? Real minimal. The back is still staying to be lowered, but honestly, I said I wasn't gonna go stance on this, and this really ain't stance. I said I wasn't gonna go too low, and I just probably lied to myself. This looks incredibly low, I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks really low. It's a lot of tuck action right there, but surprisingly, no tuck action back here. So like I said, the rear could stand to go a little lower, but could be because we're on a kind of an incline. But surprisingly, man, at this low a rate, I'm not scrubbing, I'm not bumping into stuff, although it looks like it should, but it doesn't. So I can come out of driveways pretty easily. The handling, you know, is improved. It's really nice, and it makes the car, I gotta say, that's probably the absolute best part about it. It makes the car look, in my opinion, better. You know, the back end was kind of low, but the front was up in the air, you know, and now we've got a really nice stance, a really nice look. All we're missing is some wheels, you know, and maybe a few performance parts, you know, a turbo or something, I don't know, you know, something to get it right. I'm just kidding. Maybe we may turbo this thing, but we got so many other projects. Oh, don't even look over there. So many other projects. Oh yeah, guys, I got the joint tinted too. It's not about this video though. But anyway, guys, MaXpeedingRods coilovers install. I gotta say the install was relatively simple. It's a pretty good product, man. I mean, for the amount of money that you spend on these, they're not bad, you know, depending on what you're looking for. So I want to send out a major shout out to MaXpeedingRods, man. And there is going to be a link in the description below if you want to buy these, as well as a code you can use, which is CAM. I'm gonna throw it on screen. Use the code CAM, and that'll get you a percentage off. I don't quite off the top of my head remember, but yeah, guys, don't forget that in the description there's a link to MaXpeedingRods, and you can use my discount code, which should be on the screen somewhere, and you know, get some percentage off. So anyway, guys, that's my install / review. MaXpeedingRods, they ride really well. That makes the E46 I mean, it looks aggressive, man. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but just staring, looking at it, I can't wait till I get the 300 running, get it finished. That way I can pull it out and see. I'm pretty sure that's still lower, but that's on MaXpeedingRod coilovers as well. But I mean, this thing looks hella aggressive now, man. I gotta say, major shout out to them, man. Go check them out. Go follow them on Instagram. Go buy something from them. You spend 200 bucks. Use my code. You get some percentage off. I mean, you can get some good coilovers, man. So y'all know the deal, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Holler back at your boy. Till next time, baby.